Stop the presses, steady the teacups, and keep your fascinators firmly in place, because Buckingham Palace has allegedly tossed a constitutional pebble into a very large and very sensitive royal pond. This is not your usual royal eyebrow raise or balcony wave controversy. This is whispers of law, lineage, and legacy colliding at full speed. According to growing chatter from palace watchers and Westminster insiders, a draft succession bill is quietly doing the rounds, and yes, it reportedly affects the Sussex children, Archie and Lilibet. Unexpected? Absolutely. Boring? Not a chance. Quick favor before we dive headfirst into this royal roller coaster. If you are enjoying this kind of sharp, no-nonsense royal analysis, tap that subscribe button and click the notifications bell icon. It is free, takes a second, and it helps Royal Top Stories keep delivering the drama with facts and flair. Thank you if you did. Now, back to the plot twist. Let us clear the fog immediately, because the internet loves confusion almost as much as it loves outrage. Despite the dramatic headlines floating around, Buckingham Palace has not marched out with trumpets to strike anyone from the line of succession. No parchment was ripped, no quill snapped in half. What is being discussed, allegedly, is something far more British and far more powerful, a draft bill that King Charles is reportedly preparing to present to Parliament. Translation: this is not a family feud, this is a constitutional service check. Think of the monarchy like a vintage Australian ute, iconic, dependable, and admired around the world, but every now and then it needs a serious tune-up to keep running smoothly. The concern, as framed by constitutional commentators, is not personal resentment, it is structural tension. Specifically, the awkward reality that people high in the line of succession can live permanently overseas, operate under foreign cultural and political climates, and commercially benefit from royal status without participating in royal responsibility. Critics argue that this is like letting someone keep the keys to the house while living on another continent and renting out the front porch for profit. Now, here comes the legal reality check, because this part matters. Under British law, the monarch cannot simply remove anyone from the line of succession, not even their own grandchildren. The Bill of Rights of 1689, the Act of Settlement of 1701, and the Succession to the Crown Act of 2013 exist precisely to prevent royal overreach. Succession is guarded by Parliament, not the Crown. King Charles knows this. He is not swinging a sword, he is moving a chess piece. According to reports circulating among royal analysts, the draft proposal does not name the Sussex family at all. Instead, it allegedly introduces neutral criteria that would apply to everyone equally. The rumored conditions are simple, clinical, and quietly ruthless. Long-term residence outside the United Kingdom, no active official public duties, and the ongoing commercial or political use of royal titles. Meet all three, and your position in the line of succession slides gently but firmly to the bottom. Not erased, not banished, just reordered, like being moved from the front row to the back without a scene. This is where the story sharpens. If such a bill passed, Archie and Lilibet would not be removed from the line of succession. They would be repositioned. The law would do the work, not the king's pen. Some call that constitutional elegance. Others call it a velvet glove with a steel wristwatch underneath. Now, let us jump continents, because this story does not stay politely in London. In California, where royal distance meets celebrity culture, the reaction, according to commentators, would be less cucumber sandwiches and more strategic planning. Meghan Markle, observers suggest, would not interpret this as silence from the palace, but as preparation. In that framing, the monarchy is not backing down, it is reinforcing the walls with legislation. Here comes the pivot, the kind that keeps viewers leaning forward. Analysts believe any response from the Sussex camp would likely focus on shaping public opinion rather than legal argument, turning a constitutional debate into a cultural one, tradition versus modernity, institution versus individual identity. Cue opinion pieces, carefully worded interviews, and language designed to resonate strongly with American audiences, who value visibility, activism, and personal branding. But here lies the cultural pothole. In American celebrity culture, speaking loudly signals leadership. In British constitutional monarchy, silence signals discipline. What plays as strength in Los Angeles can register as instability in London. Every public political stance, every social commentary, no matter how polished, may unintentionally reinforce the very concerns Parliament is debating. Meanwhile, back in the United Kingdom, the palace plays the longest game of all. No public rebuttals, no emotional statements, just quiet accumulation of documentation. Legal teams, constitutional historians, and advisors assembling evidence of title usage, brand partnerships, and media projects that lean heavily on royal proximity, not to shame, but to contextualize. Prince William, according to royal insiders, is said to act less like a headline seeker and more like a project manager, focused, methodical, and determined to present this not as a personal conflict, but as an institutional necessity. The crown, after all, is not a lifestyle accessory, it is a public trust. As parliamentary discussions reportedly continue, the debate shifts tone. It is no longer about who people like, it becomes about whether a future head of state can be shaped by foreign political climates and commercial incentives. That question lands heavily in Westminster. Britain's monarchy survives because it floats above party politics like a lighthouse in rough seas. Any hint of drift unsettles the entire vessel. Speculation intensifies. Some commentators even suggest that aggressive lobbying abroad could backfire, reinforcing fears of foreign influence. To be clear, these remain interpretations and projections, not proven facts. But in politics, perception is oxygen, and Parliament has little tolerance for anything that smells like interference. If such legislation were to reach a vote, analysts predict momentum, not driven by emotion, but by sovereignty. Succession, the argument goes, is not a souvenir to be carried overseas. It is a responsibility anchored in presence, service, and restraint. Should Parliament pass the bill, the outcome would be swift and procedural. No dramatic announcements, no televised addresses, just a quietly updated list on an official website. Names repositioned, history adjusted with the tap of a keyboard. The ripple effects, however, would be anything but quiet. Brand identities would shift, narratives would change. The Sussex story, long tied to royal proximity, would face a serious recalibration. Meanwhile, the monarchy would project continuity, King Charles and Prince William standing steady, reinforcing the message that the institution outlives individual storms. And here is the final irony, sharp enough to cut porcelain. If this scenario unfolds, the question of blame becomes deliciously complex. Is it a cold parliament enforcing old rules in a modern world, or a series of calculated choices that underestimated the weight of constitutional tradition? As one royal watcher put it rather neatly, power is something the crown does not show off. It is something it preserves, protects, and passes on. In that light, this alleged succession maneuver is not revenge. It is maintenance. Thank you for watching Royal Top Stories.